Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Kryptocraft with your host, Nighthawk. Right now, we're over in the Power Factory, and currently I'm the only one on. I've been doing a bunch of prep work for this episode, and want to get some of the big things started here. So I'm going to grab a whole boatload of cobblestone, a little bit more. I basically want a full inventory of cobblestone. I've actually already taken a bunch of cobblestone down to where I'm going to be working for this episode. And actually, I need one stack shy of a full inventory because I need room for one other item here. So we're going to go down here and we're going to... Let's not snag that one. Let's snag this redstone energy cell after we go and get the right tool for it. We'll put the shovel away, we won't be needing that. Okay, let's grab this energy cell. And you'll see in just a moment what we're working on here. Let me get around you. Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of changes down here. This is kind of the top level underground area. And down here, you can see that the turtles have been quite busy. They just this one last segment here that I've got one turtle down there finishing the excavation on, and then we'll have everything from top to bottom under the floor here opened up. And you can also see I've got these fancy black and yellow lines, and there's a machine over here. Let's hop over here and check out our filler. Now I've got a pattern set up here, and I set up landmarks earlier in preparation for this so that I could not bore you guys with the tedious process of getting the landmarks in the right place. And what I've got is I've got this pattern set up so it's going to make a hollow box with the top of it at this height, and the bottom will be 4 blocks lower, leaving a 3-block gap. You can kind of see where that puts it with those 2 platforms over there. So let's go ahead and let's see if I can get this to... Of course not. It's gonna be super stubborn for me, of course. So I got just about a full inventory worth, and I've got this redstone energy cell, which we're going to use this to power the filler. Let's take out that spot underneath. And now let's bump this up to 100 millijoule per tick. And you can see that it is very quickly placing down a floor for us. And if we look in here, you can see it's going through boatloads of cobblestone ridiculously fast. And whoa. And now, well, I think we're out of cobblestone in there right now. So now we've got a floor, and most of, it looks like all of the walls are finished up. And now it's starting on the roof. So I brought a whole bunch more cobblestone down because I wasn't sure how much it was going to take. So I just filled the golden chest full of it. I guess I could have just brought a barrel down. That would have been easier, but oh well. So now we're just about done with our floor here. And what this floor here is going to end up being is our storage. And I was thinking about using the turtles to do this, but I haven't had time to actually write a program for it yet. So let's try and get some lights out here. And what we're going to want to do, still have to actually create some access and some things like that, which I will do that off camera. And it probably could use being made a little bit prettier and things like that. Try to get this lit up before we get too many things spawning here. And there's going to be boatloads of things inside of this structure, since there's no light inside. Oops. I am going to have to make a whole lot more torches to get the inside of this, I think. And basically the idea is with the 3-block spacing, that gives room for all of the machines that we might need, or maybe not machines necessarily, but all the piping, so that we can do that, all of that in between floors, or have the option to anyway. And with it being 3 blocks tall, that gives us room to move around inside and around the pipes and all of that sort of stuff. So we are done with that part. So I'm going to take this up, and I'm not sure how to pick that up safely. I thought the Omni Wrench would do it. It doesn't seem to do anything here, but I guess just breaking it is fine. Now, if we go down here, we'll break it open, this doorway here. And yeah, you can see all sorts of bad guys in there. Like this nasty angry zombie. Some skeletons that don't want to let me hit them. Whoa. No, you need to come back here, Ender Chest. So, we're going to leave that alone for the moment. I'm going to go make some more torches and get that all lit up inside. And then I'm also going to go ahead and get the landmarks set up for the next floor down. And I'll be back with you when I've got that, that set up. And we'll run the filler one more time. I'll actually just get the landmarks set up and we'll put the filler out together. So I will see you guys in a moment. Okay, and we are back. I've got the next set of landmarks laid out for the filler. And you can see the line kind of over there. I want it to fill the entire room, so it actually is connected through the wall right now. And we're going to go ahead and place our filler down right here. Kind of lost our little bit of light that we were had here. And you can see that we now have our little line going around. Let's take a quick trip around the room and grab the landmarks. They're not super expensive, but there's no sense in wasting them if we can get them back nice and easy. And we can get them back pretty easy, so we're going to do that. As long as we don't run out of jetpack fuel, we're in good shape there. And now the next thing we need to do is come over here, and we'll take a quick look inside. What did I do there? Something's not right here. Oh, that's right, because I didn't actually put the stairs down yet. Oh well, that's... Oh wait, no, that's the old landmark. Let's fix some things here real quick. There we go. So here's our piping and cable floor. And I was thinking, while I was getting those landmarks set up, this little room, side room that I've got right here, heads towards the Traincraft and Railcraft facility that we're working on. And I'm thinking what will be really cool is to have tracks that come in and sort out trains based on what type of train cars they're carrying, and direct them to unloading areas that will unload various liquids and different things like that. So I think that's one of the things that will be happening with this area right here in the ever-present long period, the long-term idea. Let's load up on as much of this stuff as we can take and head back down. It's going to be a little while before we have a nice, easy access method in and out of here, but let's load this up with cobblestone, like so. Once we place down the battery... Oh, it doesn't have a pattern yet, so it can't actually start working. So to create the pattern, there's a variety of materials. The pattern that I'm using takes bricks in a circle, leaving the middle open. And while this is placing, we're gonna use this opportunity to place some of the torches that we need, and hopefully keep from having too much spawn issues in the process. So this is set up just like the one that we just did, where it has a 3-level gap between the two, the top and the bottom of it, and that gives us room again for piping and any support machines, not any like processing machines most likely, but anything like redstone engines if we needed them, or things of that nature. So we shouldn't need a whole lot of machines in between the floors. The plan is to have all of that in the factory area above, but there might be some stuff like just basic processing type of things. And let's turn hover mode back on, because it's easier to do the hops in hover mode. Come back over here, reload on cobblestone. I have too much stuff in my inventory to do this overly efficient, but that's okay. A little easier now that we got most of the floor down here. Whoops. Back up here. Let me in. Okay, how's this doing? Whoa, it's still draining even though we don't have any material in. Apparently I need to turn that off when I don't have material. Can't get out. Okay, let's go and just do a disable. No, that way. Okay, let's again light this part up, just to help reduce. This is easier than trying to light it up after the fact, actually. So we're just going to do this real quick, then we'll go grab another load of cobblestone. This also helps to free up my inventory space. And once we get this floor done, then we'll set up the next phase that we have in mind here. Actually, that torch is fine, because that torch is perfectly fine because the wall is going to get replaced anyway. Okay, that should take care of this. Should take care of at least the majority of the lower level here. And find the exit. There we go. Oh, ha! I didn't go as high as I thought I did. Obviously, there still needs to be actual stairs put in place to make moving around a lot easier. All of those little things like that. And various other... Yeah, I don't want to keep the torches. I want to use some of the other lights. But for expedience sake and getting this all sorted out and put together, we're just kind of using some temporary materials. And we'll need to close off this little area. So, all sorts of little things to do. I don't know why I can't do a mass inventory move into this thing, but there we go. Turn it on. And this should finish up pretty quick. Run over here, put some lights in. And it looks like we are done with our primary floors. Now this area here, you can see it's a pretty tall area. It's 12 blocks between 12 blocks of air between the bottom of the floor above, or the floor here, and the ceiling of the room. And the reason for that is this is going to be... It doesn't take anything once it's finished, but if it doesn't have the blocks, then it keeps using it. Interesting. Whoa. So yeah, this is going to be our tank room for all of the liquid storage. So things like creosote oil, and one of the biggest is from the last episode, the lava that we set up a collector for in the Nether. We're going to have a big tank of lava in here. And that will be the next part of this episode, is getting that lava tank set up. I'm going to do a little bit of prep work off camera in positioning its some of the pieces and get some of the additional materials made. I've got kind of a rough idea how I want the tanks to be set up as far as what the structure surrounding them is going to look like. So I'm going to go get some more materials put together, and we'll get started on that in just a moment. And we're back, and I've just been doing a little bit of layout work down here. Since there's going to be quite a few very large tanks, not everything might be the huge tanks, but I'm trying to lay it out for the bigger tanks in the front here. So they're going to take up a lot of space. So what I'm doing is I've got 2 blocks of space below, and I have 2 blocks of space above for the biggest size tank that you can make. And these are the Railcraft tanks that we're going to be using for this. And yeah, they're going to take up a lot of room down here. So we're going to go ahead and set up the tank for the lava, and that'll give you an idea of the scale that we're working with here. And I need to make sure I pick that up because these are very expensive on the iron. We do have a lot more iron now than we did when I started putting these parts together, but still don't want to just waste it. This represents about 5.5 stacks of iron that we're going to be using here. So now we're going to go up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks, and you can see we're at the ceiling, so we can stand on top of the tank, but it's limited on, or that's the extent of the height that we can use. And now, if we do this right, that should be 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be 7 blocks by 7 blocks by 8 blocks tall. So very, very large tank. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we just need to make this... Whoa! That's not the part that you're supposed to give me. That will come in a minute. I've got a whole bunch of those valves so that we can make sure that we can access this tank in whatever form we need. And most of them are going to go on the bottom of the tank. There will be a couple in some different places, which we'll get to in just a moment. Oops. And there will be some kind of decoration-ish type of stuff that we do with some of the extra tank walls, because I do have more of those than I do some of the other blocks. There go. Now, let's set up the top here. We're going to put one of these in each corner, because why not? We're actually going to put the second half of the machine to fill this from the nether. We're going to actually put that on the top here. And we're going to have the valve that it's filling in right there. We're going to surround the filling valve with glass. And we're also going to have a valve. We're going to have another valve on the top here somewhere that we're going to use to draw lava upwards to... Actually, no, we can't put that on the top, come to think of it, because we can't get lava from the top. Or we can't extract from the top. So we're going to have the valve, the extraction valves will have to be on the bottom two layers here, and we'll have to take pipes around the sides and up in order for it to work. Let's get back up on top here. Probably will need... I really want to get the other lights made too, because this is pretty dark here. So we're just going to have this one valve, and I think as a result of that, let's get that valve centered. We don't need multiple valves on the top of this. And we will fill in the top with the tank gauge blocks. Now let's drop down and get our pieces here. And let's do some stuff with the sides here. Again, we're going to use these blocks in the corners. Of course, I can't reach it. That would be too easy. These... I don't remember exactly how many blocks I should have left over when I'm done here. I'm hoping that I did the math correctly and will have enough blocks to actually build this tank. But I don't remember how many blocks I had counted to and expected to have left over. And I think the one off is just from that. Okay, so we're going to need several valves on the bottom of this. We're going to put a valve in the bottom center of each side for a starting point. And we also have enough valves. We'll put one on each edge, and then we'll also do one in the middle. This gives us a lot of options for connecting other machines. And then we're going to fill in this with the gauge blocks. Doing okay on the total number of blocks I have available here still. We're done with the gauge, or with the valves. So we won't need any more of those. Let's put one of these on each side at the top center, and I think we'll just go ahead and fill the rest of this in with the gauges. And there can't be anything in the middle of the tank or it won't actually complete into the tank. So here we go, get this all filled in. And why is it... Silly inventory tweaks. That's not what was on that spot. Now, hopefully... That's not where that goes. Hopefully, I did the math correctly and will have enough of these tank parts. And I won't have to go make more of them. Like... At this point, we have plenty of materials. It's just tedious making the parts. I think we should be okay. The last side here. Get this all filled in. Get me outside, or able to get to the... Dang it. And I'm out of the gauge blocks, apparently. That's a shame. I did the math correctly on how many parts I needed, though. Now if I can just get in there. Let's see what we can do here. We've got 5 blocks, and we need 4... We need to fill out 4 more here. What if we were to do this? Let's get a couple pieces of cobble here, just so I can get the height I need. And let's take out these, and we're going to change how those are configured a little bit. And give myself a little bit more of a space to get in and out of this tank, because it's a little bit of a pain as is. And I am going to have to go outside to get the rest of these parts. Because some of them fell outside. Okay, I think that's all of the parts. Whoops. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put 2 of them on each side like this. And then take our gauges. Put 1 on each side there. We have 4 pieces left. So we're going to put that piece. And then the rest, the last 4 gauge pieces, fill in the rest of that side. This side. So we go like so. And there we go. And now we have one giant tank that holds 6,272,000 units of liquid. And in this particular case, we are going to set this up to store our lava. So we're going to set up our liquid transposer here. We're going to set up a... I've got to actually go get the ender chest still. I'm going to put the transposer, or a filter rather, so that it... let's see, is that the right way? I think so. Let's... I'm going to go get the... I'm going to go get the ender chest that belongs here. And then we can finish... I think we will be able to finish setting this up. Because we should be able to kickstart our magma engines to get this whole machine going with one of the lava cans that's actually currently in the machine. So hop up here. We're going to set the ender chest right here. And now we want to take one of these. Actually, we're going to take a couple of them. We're going to take one of these and put it in the filter. So that will take it into the blue slot. We want to unload the buckets, or unload buckets into the bottom slot. This should be the bottom slot right here, I think. Yeah. And we're going to turn off the top. We're going to turn... we want the right side to take the empty buckets. And we're going to take those... or not the empty buckets, but the empty cans. Actually, we're going to do this a little bit nicer. We're going to change this so that the back is orange. We're going to take these off here and connect this in a nice little loop just like so. We're going to set up the timer. Right. Oh, I can't put it on that glass piece. Can I put it anywhere on the tank? Well, that's inconvenient. Well, for the moment, as a proof of concept here, I'm going to put that on top so that I can have this connected. And that is apparently not the right direction. There we go. So you can see the lava cans are getting put into the transposer. Now the only thing we have left to do here is to actually power the transposer. And we can do that by putting a magma engine right there. Let's see, how are we going to actually get lava into this? Let's actually... No, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's actually put an additional output of yellow on this side. We'll stick the magma engine on that, and now the transposer should put lava into the magma engine, as well as we can load it up with the we can load it up using our magma or our lava cans. And now this should be charging up. We can see it's going to take a good bit of lava or a good bit of power to run, or it can use up to 1 magma engine's worth of power. And we should see this. We can see the tank is starting to get lava. You can see lava at the bottom there. And what I don't know is if this will actually output lava to the engine. I don't know if it's going to do that or not. Worst case, I can adjust where this is set up and basically just move it forward 1 block and put a, or move it some direction 1 block, and then set up a aqueduct or liqueduct to connect the output to the valve so that we can have the output also connected to the magma engine to keep it loaded up. But you can see that our little machine is now working, and it's going to process all of those cans of lava pretty quickly. Once this thing gets charged up, I'm going to just load that up for the moment, just so I don't have to worry about it. And what I'll do is I'll come back and change this to... I'll see if I can come up with a good way of setting this up so it doesn't look like it's connected to the ceiling like that. Whoa. And we'll keep an eye on this, and we should have a whole boatload of lava before too awfully long. I do need to go out to the nether and kick the engine out there, because the when this is not actually, when the transposer is basically stalled because it's there's no work for it to do, it stores up all the energy, and then the engine gets loaded up with energy, and it basically freezes up, and you have to kick it with the Omni wrench to, or the crescent hammer, to get it going again. Anyway, that's our working infinite lava machine now. Not really truly infinite, but it's about as infinite as you're going to get. No need to process netherrack. It just harvests all that lava out of the nether and loads it up in this tank. And we've got big things planned for this lava. So, stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hope you guys are enjoying the series just in general, too. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.